So I'm sitting in the CPL offices with Keith O'Connor, the IT Director for CPL. Keith, thanks for joining today.
Hello.
And to start with, I suppose, tell me a little bit about CPL and your role within the company.
Sure. So I'm with CPL now for almost 19 years. I joined CPL on a 6-month contract, and it just rolled on and on and on. So here I am 19 years later. CPL is Ireland's largest talent solutions company, and I've been lucky enough to grow with the company over the years. So when I started with CPL first, we had about 200 people in 2 different offices, and now we have over 1,500 people directly employed by the company, and we have 32 offices spread across Ireland, the UK and the rest of Europe. So quite a different company than what it was when I first started.
So Keith, can I ask you to remember back to the beginning of our relationship, and can you remember what encouraged you to select Viatel as your technology partner?
Yep. So at the time we were a traditional MPLS customer with a different provider, and we'd read a lot about SD-WAN, and we'd heard a lot about the trend about SD-WAN and the cost savings and the efficiencies that could come with that. So we went to market looking for an SD-WAN provider, and we were educated quite well on the benefits of the SD-WAN platform and what it can do for CPL. And we went through the process with the various different companies, and Viatel won out based on a number of different reasons.
CPL avail of many of the Viatel solution offerings, but the first of those was managed connectivity and an SD-WAN network, which we rolled out to CPL's Irish and international offices. Can you tell me your experience of that deployment?
The deployment was actually one of the best parts of the entire project. It was very, very seamless. We were appointed a project manager and a number of technical experts on the Viatel side, and they met with us on a weekly basis, provided regular updates on the rollouts.
And you mentioned one of the benefits there of SD-WAN rollout, and I suppose from an IT perspective and from the perspective of CPL as a whole, would you see any other advantages to the SD-WAN network?
There's a number of advantages to the network. As I mentioned earlier, we were on an MPLS network, which was a very old-fashioned, traditional type network that you would have seen in places like banks and so forth. It didn't really fit very well with CPL and what we were trying to do and achieve. We wanted to take advantage of the availability of low-cost, high-speed broadband that was available in the different locations that we had, and being able to put 2 or 3 different connections into that particular SD-WAN unit was a big plus for us, especially in locations where different types of broadband are available. That was a big advantage for us. In addition to the fact that as I mentioned, we were able to give it to the end users in the post and ask them to plug it in for us because we couldn't physically travel to those locations. And then just the ability to be able to see this stuff on a console, be able to see what's going on traffic-wise. I know that the MPLS could do that to a certain extent, but from an end user IT department perspective, the guys can log into a console, they can see what's going on a day-to-day basis, they can see what's happening on the network, and they can see when things are up and when they're down. So it makes our life much easier on a day-to-day basis and much more easier to manage.
So the big question, Keith, would be, would you recommend Viatel Technology Group to a company looking for a technology partner?
Absolutely. I mean, Viatel, we've been working with you guys now for over 3 years, and we've had a fantastic relationship all the way through. I don't think we've ever had an argument. And as I said to you earlier in the interview, you guys are always there when we need you, so we can pick up the phone anytime, day and night. But thankfully we don't need to do that very often because the Slack is very, very stable. We don't have many problems. We have a regular catch up with you guys. So of course I'd be very happy to recommend Viatel, and the fact that we're going to be continuing to spend with you guys and invest in our infrastructure and the rollout of our additional systems and services over the next few years is testament to the fact that you guys have been a fantastic partner for us over the past 3 years.
Viatel are delighted to continue our partnership with CPL into the future. And Keith, thank you so much again for your time today. It's always a pleasure.